I didn't really know how to put him on the agenda. He's not a tested applicant. He's actually a convicted felon who is, I didn't really think that would be fair to put on the agenda, convicted felon Barney Carter. So I put him under tested. He has submitted his application. He has not paid a fee. He's not yet been to auctioneer school. After he shared with me his felony convictions, I recommended to him that he get his felony information before the board, before investing in auctioneer school, to see if the board would even, if he met all the other criteria further down the line, if this felony thing would keep him from being licensed.
It's the statute.
So,
Well, basically the statute says that we cannot deny someone outright for a felony or a conviction unless it's related to auctioning. None of this is related to auctioneering. However, some of it does have to do with basically the issues of false representation and fraud, which do enter into the issue of the morality issue that we have as part of the requirement to be a licensee. So the board would have the right potentially to hear this and deny it if they, or deny it and then have it heard at a hearing if they so wanted to. Specifically, he has provided voluntarily, I understand, his rap sheet. And the rap sheet, probably don't know, is his list of convictions. And they include, most of these are in 95, but he does have, as late as 2005, some worthless checks, charges basically that he took care of through the court proceedings, and if you don't know that, you turn over a worthless check to the DA's office and they collect it for you through criminal proceedings. He has an unauthorized use of removal charge, which was in 2008. He has a false representation charge on a lease movable in 2004, and then various traffic violations, which I know that we don't need to get into, because if we start doing that, every auctioneer will be before us with some issues. So
no, but you can see from this that they really do pull you over if you don't wear your seatbelt.
yes, they do.
Because it's
It used to be no, they had to pull you over for something else. Now it is able to pull you over just for that purpose. So he has a number of issues that the board would have to decide. Now, he's taken care of all of them. Nothing is pending. As far as we can see, his rap sheet indicates that there are no pending charges and that he has taken care of everything as of this day. But I think he's just asking for advice. He's not asking us to.
That's what I was going to say. Let me make sure we're clear.
He's
We're not-
asking.
He's not forced to
We're not
to
making a
approve or not.
motion. He just wants advice. Should he go to auction school? Is this something that would disqualify him for getting an auction
Exactly.
license?
He was planning on going to auction school today. So you guys all know that we're looking at least $1,000 investment. So he wants to know if he went to auction school, came and took his test, and he sent his application before the board, would his felony convictions allow the board to offer him a license, or would he be denied?
And you can't actually give an opinion on this
we did.
because it's not before the board to give an opinion on specifically. If you want to express any questions or anything that you may have about this, I'll be glad to answer as much as I can.
You've been
But-
truthful, you've been truthful with everything so far.
Well, I think just calling and first off admitting that he's got the felonies, and then not only giving us the felonies, but I mean, he's given us his entire rap sheet. So every single thing that's happened to him is there. So I think if you say truthful, yeah, I mean, he admitted it all up front, but.
Do you think he's able to obtain a bond?
That would be a good question. I don't know, has he actually?
He has not pursued a bond
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, that may be something he wants to do before he
My
does
advice to
anything.
him, would be, I mean, if we're just giving advice, you might want to try to get a bond before he goes to auctioneer school. Because that would, we have to, right?
Freddie, our new board member, James Sims, is sitting next to you.
So we don't make a motion on this.
So he already started school today?
He has, no,
Oh.
he decided not to go to
Oh.
school. I told him, if I were him, with his concern and his record, this is just him talking to me on the telephone. I told him that I thought it might be in his best interest to hold off and see what the board had to say. I would feel really horrible if he went to auction school and then submitted his application to know that he would be denied due to his felony convictions.
I suggest you come in front of the board before he does that. And let us all investigate it.
Well, basically, he's provided all of this, and if you instruct us to get any kind of backup on this, but technically, he hasn't asked to be licensed, so it's not really before us. He's just looking to see what kind of questions we would ask, I think, if he did, and I think her point is very good. It's hard to get a bond these days if you have felony convictions with regard to fraud or anything of that nature, so he may not even be able to
Yeah,
get
you
a
may
bond.
need to check it out.
Check the bond, it is a requirement.
Yes.
Become a
Right.
licensed
What
auctioneer.
age is he?
His birthday, 72, so, since I remember the year he's young.
Okay, so we don't make a motion, we just move on.
No, so you guys want me just to tell him to see if he's
Bondable.
likely to get a bond and to proceed with auction school at his own risk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, approval of reception